For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Abba. We're now 2 months removed from the infamous Oscar slap between Will Smith and Chris Rock, and people are still offering their opinions on the matter. One figure who has held his silence was none other than Katt Williams. As Katt was preparing for the release of his latest stand-up comedy special, World War III, on Netflix, he stopped by the Naked podcast hosted by Carrie Champion, where she was able to interview the legendary comedian about his career, his newest comedy special, as well as the Oscar slap. From Katt's point of view, the whole thing was a setup. I'm in the production business. I understand what it's worth doing for ratings. I understand what it's worth doing when the industry is canceling one black guy. So the question is, hey, your quarterback just got sacked. Did we know we were about to sack your quarterback? We absolutely did. It was a play, buddy. We've been rehearsing it, working it out, making sure that at some point when you get to this level, we can make sure we can knock you from a $20 million man to putting it in the news that people won't hire you anymore and your career is done. Katt decided to make his point even clearer by stating that everything that happens in a business that's based off of pretend that seems like a setup usually is. We have to understand that these are two giants in our field if you're a black person. This is the two guys too big and too good to be involved in what they're in. It would make sense if it was me and Michael Blackson slapping each other, not Will Smith and Chris Rock. When two large boulders come together and you can't see Chris Rock winning at all, he's humiliated.
If you were going to slap a comedian, he was the number one to slap, head of the coons, so slappable. And if you're going to slap him, you just need the greatest guy.
The one who's shown us his best behavior since the 90s. That guy is the one who will have to slap him in order for that type of ratings we need and attention to be on this thing. Katt would also point out that in this specific scenario, only the artists are losing money, but someone is making big money off the scandal, saying they killed this $20 million guy, referencing Will Smith, but they reaped $60 million in benefits. The two would come to a conclusion that the reason why the slap was magnified was because of who was involved. If you put any other names together, the police are out on stage, they've cut the commercial, so you didn't see what happened. There's a certain way things are handled when it's not intentional. When things go so smoothly, but they seem chaotic, that means that there was forethought and a plan. Even if it looks like Janet Jackson just had a wardrobe malfunction, there's no such thing. Somebody benefited in all these situations. There's a business involved and there's real money involved. And somebody is benefiting from this thing that looks like, oh, that just happened? No way. The topic of the conversation then switched from the Oscar slap to the Hollywood Bowl tackle. Katt said that it would be hard for a homeless person to get in the Hollywood Bowl, never mind rushing the stage. There is a business where they fiddle with the perception of the people, and that's part of your job. Back in the day, it was called propaganda. Now it's just business. They decided that they were finished with Will when he did After Earth with Jaden. From there, they've done what was necessary to take him from a $20 million movie to put him in a position where maybe it can appear he has a nervous breakdown and is now unemployable. Katt doesn't think the motive is racial because he used Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie as examples of movie stars who once made $20 million a movie who are now hung out to dry. Katt would reiterate one last time that this was a business move at its highest level. So what do you guys think about Katt's stance about the Oscar slap? Do you agree? Let's talk about it more in the comments below. And to stay up to date for more original news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube channel and follow Comedy Hype across all social media. For Comedy Hype News, I'm John Abba.